What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Chevrolet Astro van, the Expedited Shipping Edition. This one is pretty cool, but we need to head over quickly and just say congratulations, massively well done to Melon Musk winning this competition, the first mod competition with the FN6 FA20D or the Subaru BRZ Toyota GT86 or the Scion FRS. Absolute beautiful, beautiful car, this one, in that bluish, very dark bluish sort of color there in the Rocket Bunny edition. Looking awesome. Again, well done. Absolutely huge congratulations to you. We have started a new one, and the next car we'll be working on is the Bolt Reptilia R2. Head over to the Discord channel, link in the description below. Come and join us for this new competition. Back to a law car for this one, so everybody can get involved. But back to today's video with the Chevrolet Astro. As I said, this is the expedited shipping, 166,000 kilometers on there. We did get it from the bad auction. It's not in awful condition, but it is a pretty bad. Did we get a good deal? We did see at the end of the last episode, we did just about 4,665 is what I paid for it, and I could sell it for 4,787, making a nice little profit of 122 before we've even started. This one has an insane V12 double overhead cam MRN engine with 498 base horsepower. It's so big, it couldn't go in the front of the van. They had to put it in the back. There she is. Not looking too bad. Lots of parts missing by the looks of this. And we do have a bit of suspension popping up inside the van there. It's not too bad. You see where the floor's been cut out. It makes a nice little center place for it. It isn't too bad at all. Really liking this one. It looks absolutely awesome. And I cannot wait to get stuck into it. So let's get over to the car wash and get this one cleaned up. Here we are then with the Chevrolet Astro in the car wash. Let's get it cleaned and see what it looks like underneath all that dirt and grime. What have we got here today? Just a red van. It isn't looking too bad. Yeah, no, I take that back. It is looking awful. But paint-wise, it's just got a red coat on it. We have got a couple of liveries to play around with today. There is only one that comes with it that I can tell. I don't know who made it, but we will show that one. And a couple of other ones made by Zaraki, which will be awesome. But let's just get this one back on the lift and get that beast of a V12 ripped out of there, ready to strip everything down. First things first, let's get under and check for that oil pan. No oil pan. Look at the size of that. It is huge. But we shouldn't be able to take any of this out without getting these rear wheels and drive shafts out first. So we'll just start with this drive axle. Out you come, and we'll move over to the side and get this beast of a wheel out and that other drive axle. There you go. That's the wheels and drive axles out. No starter on this one, so I probably should add that to the shopping list so I don't forget it. There you are. Let's just get you added there so we don't forget that one. And let's get this gearbox out. Out you come. And then it is pretty much just the block on the engine block, so we need to get it down on the ground and get that lifted out with the big old engine crane. Over you come. Let's have a look, and then we'll check out what's going on inside the engine bay. Yes, we got it. Nicely done. Not too much going on there. Let's have a look what we've got then. So, engine bay-wise, not much at the back here. Obviously, got the exhaust system coming out there, looking pretty good. We do have the fuel tank up here, and then up the front, if I could get there. Let's try again. Let's click on that. There we go. Loads of bits missing here. So, we got the battery missing, the reservoir missing. The wishy-washy reservoir missing, the power steering reservoir missing, the air filter, the coolant reservoir, and the radiator, and maybe a fan housing kit to go on there as well, plus a lovely little fuse box up here. So I need to make sure I get all of that before we crack on. There is so much missing from this van. Let's jump down and see what we've got missing from the suspension. That will change it back to this mode. So we're missing the shock, the inner and outer tie rod, the sway bar end link, the upper suspension arm, the brake caliper, and the cylinder to go with it on this side. Oh, also there's a brake servo there as well that I did miss. Over the other side, we've got the upper and lower arm missing, the shock missing, we've got the inner, we're missing the outer tie rod, the sway bar end link, the brake caliper, and the cylinder that goes with it. Although we do have all of the rubber bushings, yay for that. Over to the back then, we have the drive axles, we've already taken them out. Missing another brake caliper, both of the upper and lower suspension arms, and the shock as well to go with it. And on the other side, actually, we're looking pretty complete on the other side. The other side is all there, which is pretty good. We are missing quite a lot, so I need to make sure I get everything added to my shopping list to make sure I don't miss out on anything. So I'll get all of this done. We'll get all of this cleaned off, stripped out, not script out, repaired, replaced, and we'll come back and check out the beautiful Astro van's bodywork. Well, that's everything for the Chevrolet Astro, repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on. It is now time to sort this lovely bodywork out, so let's get it all stripped off, starting with that left door, off with the hood, off with the windscreen, if it'd let me grab it there. Front bumper, front end. The headlights come out? No, we'll grab the headlights separately then. Front fenders, off you come, off you come. What's this? Is this all part of the bodywork, or is that just a part? No, it looks like part of the bodywork. Out with the door. Out with the window. There's not a window. I kind of want to keep it that way, though. Out with the door. That doesn't do anything on there. Out with the tail light. Out with the other door and the other tail light. And have we got anything else? That looks to be it. Let's just sneak in and grab this interior out. Out you come. Out you come. No steering wheel, so we will need to replace that one. Is that everything, though? Let's have a look. 1%. That's a good sign. No. Rear clamshell and right side mirror. Oh, I see. I thought that was coming off with the door. And where is the rear clamshell then? Let's have a look. See? There it is on the top. The roof rack part is the rear clamshell. There we go. Now that should be everything off. Double check it again quickly. That is down to nothing and 1%. Ideal. Let's go and grab the welder. Let's get you brought over. Now I paid just over $4,500 for the van. Was in bad condition, but I've definitely seen worse. I'm going to say 800. 500. Not far off. I'm getting slightly better. Anyway, let's jump in to the body shop and see what we can do with the Chevrolet Astro today. So a couple of different front bumpers, definitely sticking with that painted one. That looks pretty good on there. A couple of different front ends. Probably go for that one without the badge in the middle. You see what I mean? I quite like the look of that one. A few different door options. That is fully painted. That has got some trim around it. So maybe we'll go for the fully painted one on there. Windows, front fenders, hood. Windows, a couple of headlight options, although that's got no image, so we'll check that one out. Same with the tail lights as well. Rear bumper painted, probably going to stick with that one. Rear clamshell is just what it is. Then, here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. The rear right door. Now, that's the side door on the van there. You can either use it with it is and have a window to make it look like a windowed van, or use this part and use that part so it looks like the door. That's what the look I'll be going with. I don't want to go for a passenger van with this one today. Couple of different body options for the rear window. Not quite sure what's going on there, but we will check that one out. Then the trunk window, and the windshield. Awesome. So let's get some stuff ready to go. I'm going to repair some bits because I think most of what came on this van I'm probably going to use. Buy a few extra bits, get it all back together, then we'll head over to the paint shop. It's time to get this Chevrolet Astro all back together. Hopefully looking pretty cool. Starting with the hood on with the front fenders. Couldn't do anything with these anyway, so they are what they are. The front end, I said we were going to go for that one. It was the original one that came on it, so we're keeping that one there. And obviously that painted front bumper. Now, I did check out them other headlights. They are exactly the same. There is no difference. I think it's just a small little glitch in there. Nothing to worry about, though. In with the windshield, on with the doors. There you go. Let's get these mirrors and this window in as well. We'll head down the back, get that clamshell on. There's a nice little roof rack up there. On with the rear doors then, on you go and on you go. In with the tail lights. Again, same thing with the rear tail lights. They are both the same. Just a glitch in it somewhere along the line. Something happened, but it's not important. It doesn't break anything. Everything still works absolutely fine. On with this one here. As I said, if you want to use the door, you need to use the B part. If you don't want it to have a window, you need to use the B part. So it looks more like a panel van there. On with this door, on with this mirror that can go on all the time anyway. Bit weird, that one. And then in with that window. I think that's everything. This one doesn't have a rear bumper. I don't know why, but we'll get our plates on. I've gone up for my virtual mechanic plates with the V12 as super fast delivery. That's what this one is. Awesome. A van. Expedited shipping indeed. On we go. Let's get the interior in. I have gone for my Nismo seats because why not? We are in a V12 van after all. And then I just stuck with the original steering wheel 9 on there. Looking pretty good. Have we got everything? Let's have a look. 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's head over to the paint shop and see what we can do with this one today. Here we are then in the paint booth. Now let's check out some of the liveries that we've got for this Astro van for today. Now one of them I believe does come with it. It's not in the first place. So we'll just start in first place. So this is a black lower trim with a little white stripe all the way around it. Looking pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't quite hit the bumper, so we might paint that one separately if we go for this one. Slot number 2, we have got a white outline with a white stripe line, that looks like. I don't know, not really sure. Is it just the lighting? It might just be the lighting. Again, this one's from Zaraki as well. Then we got this one. I believe this is the one that came with it. Free candy. As you can see, it's not... I don't quite know what's going on with all of that around there. It's a bit bizarre. Definitely not what we're going to be going with today. Slot number 4, we've got just the middle stripe there with the white band in it. Slot number 5 is the white bottom with the middle stripe and the white band. And slot number 6 is a black bottom with the black stripe and a red band. Again, doesn't quite hit the front bumper on that one. And this model doesn't need a rear bumper. That is our different options, I believe. There we go. Yeah, that is all of them. So I'm going to have a play around to see what I like the look of the most. It won't be that free candy one. Pick a colour to go with it, and then we'll move on from there. This is what we've gone for today then. I went for the black livery with the white stripe going around. Don't worry, I will include the links to the 2 different livery packs by Zaraki in the video description below, along with the link for the actual van itself made by Payne. Absolutely fantastic. Links in the description. But let's carry on with this. So I've done this in a lovely, lovely pearl green. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Probably going to do that air filter at the front there in the green as well. Maybe with some white clips just to throw off of that white sort of stripe there. As regards for the suspension, I reckon the central cross member probably in the green, and then with some whites and blacks and a splash more green coming off the rest of that there. And as for the back, well, the back sort of, if I open these up, the back will sort of connect with the engine. So I kind of got to get these to sort of match with some blacks, whites and greens. I wish that was green colour, the same as the rest of the inside. That's a bit of a shame, but never mind. Yeah, I think this is going to look absolutely insane. I've got to figure out what colours to do with that engine, but let's get this van back on the lift. I have just gone up to level 60. That was from taking off this front bumper, painting it and putting it back on. Just ticked me over enough there. Finally into level 60, as you can see, by 1 XP. But yeah, I'm going to get some bits painted, get it back on the lifter. We'll get all of this suspension back together, hopefully looking awesome before we move on to that beautiful V12 engine. Okay, it's time to get all this suspension reassembled. Let's check out what we've got going on with the shocks. So I've gone for the black shock absorbers with some lovely pearl green springs there. Looking pretty sweet, a backdrop of all the winning cars so far. None of my own shop cars, only my 1 winning competition cars on there. All of the rest of these are competition winners. Congratulations to all of you guys. Well done. Let's check out the front spring. Obviously, it's the same colour scheme. It just looks slightly different. This colour looks a little bit better on the front, actually, than it does the rear. But let's get on and get all of this up together and see what it looks like. So the main central cross member there is in that green. I think it looks pretty good. Sort of keeps in with the elements. All of this will make sense as we carry on a bit further. The lower suspension arms there are in that lovely stock white or standard white, whatever it's called. I can't remember. But it looks pretty good there. I'm liking it. It definitely comes out showing white and not chromey colour like some of the other ones do. We've already seen the shocks, so let's just get them on there. Looking pretty good. And on with this sway bar front end link as well. Brake caliper, I've done that one in a green. It's a much lighter green, hopefully to try and match this a bit better. And that is very good. I'm quite happy with that. That is looking incredible. And then the wheel hubcap, I've just done that one in a black for good measure. There it is, white green, a tiny little bit of black in the sort of front end there. Let's move down the back and see what we've got going on. If I can get down there, there we go. Rear knuckle housing can be painted, so I did it in the black just to throw a splash of black down here. Let's get all of these bits on and ready to get this all finished up. On we go, in with that little bearing in there. On with the brake caliper. Brake caliper? Rotor. There we go. No, we won't do the brake caliper yet because that'll put the wheel on. So the upper suspension arm and the lower, both in the white. And we will take a look from in the back of the van in just a moment to see what this looks like. Because I'm hoping it looks pretty good. This does pop through just a little bit. So we shall see. On with the shock there, you've already seen it in its black and green. Looking pretty good. Is that everything? I think so. On with you then, looking awesome. We can't put in the drive axle until obviously we've got the engine and gearbox in. So let's just take a step away from that for a second. Let's get you back on the ground and see what this looks like, because we can open one of these doors. That one just there. Actually, that's not too bad. It shows enough of the white popping through, sort of blends in with the interior panels there. Bit of black and then some green. Hopefully when that engine's done as well, it'll change the entire look. Pretty good. Anyway, I need to get this back up in the air because I've got some bits to finish off. Get all of this done. We'll get the engine bay finished and then we'll go and build that lovely V12. Well, there it is, all finished off. You've got white upper and lower suspension arms, black shocks all the way around, green brake calipers, and a big old splash of green in the middle there for that central cross member. Hopefully this is going to look awesome when it's finished, but we need to get this engine bay sorted, so let's jump up in the air a little bit. In fact, let's throw that radiator in first, along with its fan housing kit. In you go there, looking good. Over we go, power steering reservoir, wishy-washy reservoir. Battery in there as well. What else have we got? Oh, yeah, down here is the brake servo. Sort of squished in just a little bit. Bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Coolant reservoir, in you go. We'll get the fuel tank a bit later on when we come to do the gearbox and stuff like that. Fuse box, I have done that one in that lovely green base, although you can't see it anywhere because it is inside the dashboard, which is quite logical and makes quite a lot of sense. But the other one in coloured today is the air filter in that lovely green. Looking pretty sweet. Let's get this complete and then we'll get some of these clips on in the white, just for a splash of white to go with the sort of bit of trim we've got going around the van there. I think this looks pretty good. I will crack on and get the rest of this fuse box all finished off, and then we're going to go build that beautiful V12. I will already have the block on, all the pistons in, because there are 12 of them this time, all the rod caps and things like that, and we'll jump straight into the top side, throwing some more colour on, getting it on its way to being finished. There she is then, that mammoth of a V12 block in a lovely pearl green. It is a bit different again because the blocks colour differently, but all the little arms and stuff coming off are in the green that it is. Looking pretty good, so let's jump up. We'll just get a few of these lower parts on. Alternator can't be painted, never can, shame, which has recently started me not painting the power steering pump so that they're in the relatively the same chrome. I used to always paint my power steering pump, but I have changed that. Oil filter in a black, just so you got black coming off of the green there. And the fuel filter can't have anything done to it, so it is what it is. I think it's looking pretty sweet so far. We do need to get these engine heads on, so let's crack on with that. On you go. It's just 6 bolts on each of these, so it isn't too bad. Let's get you on there nicely. And we'll jump over and we'll get this other one on as well. On you go. Now, they are pearl green painted on the inside, but all chrome on the outside. Well, mostly. You can see a few little splashes popping out in a few places, but not too much. Now, I need to crack on. I need to get all of these exhaust manifolds in as such. Just showing you that we can do it. Spark plugs in, all of the camshafts in, obviously cam gears on the end of them as well. So I'm going to crack on and get all of this done, and I will be back in just a moment. We've also got all the camshaft caps on there, 5 on each side. So I'll be back in a minute. All of that will be on, and we'll be ready to move on a little bit with this beautiful V12 engine. Just the one more camshaft cap to go then, and let's get you on. On you go, and then we should be able to get these head covers on. We will put this timing shoe on first. There we go. In fact, we might as well get this belt on and the 2 other timing shoes to go on there as well. One on that side and one on the other side. You can already see some covers, timing covers now being able to go on over the top. But we'll start with the main engine head covers. They are in a pearl black. Maybe a bit too much, but I did use a lot of green on the block itself for this one, so it's looking pretty good. We also have loads of ignition coils to go in, so let's just quickly stuff all of these in here, because once you get to the next part, it's hard to see them. You'll see in a second. We'll throw this other head cover on again in that pearl black, but as soon as this goes on, you'll see why it's hard to see them ignition coils. So let's get you bolted down. There you go, and then bam, you've got the lovely, lovely intake manifold taking up all the space. You can still see them. They're just, you know, have to get to the right angle to pop them all in and stuff like that, but it isn't too bad. There we go. That's all of them in. Let's move back around to the front of this engine then. So the top timing covers, I have done them in a pearl black to sort of blend over with the head covers there. Looking pretty good. On you go, on you go. The main timing cover, I've done that one in a green. There you go. Same color as the block. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. Black and green's a lovely combination. Then we've got the timing chain cover just in a splash of white, just for good measure there. I've also done this water pump in white to take away from the green and black of the front of this engine. Then we need to get all of these water pump pulleys and rollers and things on like that. So I'll crack on and get all these rollers in, and I'll join you back in a second. Just got the thermostat to go. On you go there. On you go. Nicely bolting up. On you go. And then obviously that lovely serpentine belt at the front with a belt tensioner. I have done that one in black, so we've got the green, black and white going on at the front here. Moving on up, that's that pretty much all done. I think we've only got this intake manifold and a couple of throttles to go. So the intake manifold is in white, because why not have a big old chunk of white at the top there? This engine mostly looks black and white from here, but we do have a fuel rail in the green for a splash of good colour. And then the throttles on either side, just in that black. I quite like them. I quite like the black and white element, mostly at the top, with that splash of a green there. But this is going to look awesome, I'm hoping, in the van. So let's get this buttoned up. Is that everything all finished? Let's have a quick swing around. That is everything finished. What do you think of this engine? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. That black, white and green, it's a good colour combination. I like it. Anyway, I'm going to grab some pictures. Then we'll get this dropped into the Chevrolet Astro. Here we go then. A time for the moment of truth. Let's get this beast of an engine off of here and get it dropped back into the rear of this van. Pretty insane. Let's get you in and see what you look like, because I am a bit worried about this one. Oh, that is a big old white block on the top there. That is looking pretty sweet, actually. You got a bit of green, a bit of white, green and white, splashes of black. That is looking awesome. Very happy with that. Let's get it up in the air and get some of these last bits all finished off, ready to go. Obviously, we need the gearbox in, the drive axle in. I've also got a fuel tank to put in as well, I believe. Yes, I have. Let's get you thrown in now. I have done that one in black. Shh, don't tell everybody. On with the fuel pump. Let's move back around here then. Let's get this gearbox in. I have done the gearbox in a green. It is a very dark green, but it matches pretty well with everything, because that gearbox goes a really lovely light colour when it's on. On with the starter. I have done that one in a white, just for a bit of good measure there. Looking pretty sweet. Get these drive axles in, and then we obviously need to get these exhaust parts in as well. But let's swing over, get the other one in. There you go. And now let's throw this exhaust in. Then we'll take a step away and see how this looks. Hopefully it's going to look incredible. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's get you dropped back down a minute, and then we'll just take a quick peek in that back door. Them exhaust tips are insane. Look at them coming out the back of that van. Yeah, that is looking awesome. I am very, very pleased with that. Do let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to crack on. Did I close that door? I missed it. Let's try again. There we go. Going to crack on and get all of these liquid reservoirs all filled up. Get some oil in that engine. Get the wheels done, and we'll be outside in the sun. Here she is then, all finished. Payne's beautiful mod of the Chevrolet Astro van. Looking absolutely fantastic. The expedited shipping edition, which means a beast of a V12 shoved in the back there. I think that engine's looking pretty sweet. Quite pleased with it. Let's just have a look from the rear end. That's looking pretty good. Also, I don't mind the suspension coming through there. I think it actually looks quite good in this vehicle, in this build. It's all part of the framework. You would need extra support for a big old V12 in a van like this. It looks absolutely fantastic. I really do love it. This has come out great. Excellent job, Payne. A link in the description below to go and grab this van for yourself, or just search for Chevrolet Astro on the Steam Workshop. It will definitely come up. Let's talk about these rims then. I went for my favorite rims, the Rims 1A, two-tone with their black centers and their white outline, which I've created perfectly visible to see the green brake calipers through there. Looking fantastic. The fronts here are a 17-inch rim with a 285 width tyre. Obviously, these are the slick tyres, and a 25 profile on there. Looking pretty good. There's enough turning in there that you can actually get the vehicle turned or the wheels turned without rubbing anywhere. Looks pretty good. And then down at the back, a bit more tucked into the well, these ones. These are an 18-inch rim with a 315 width on this, with a 30 profile. Just quite a bit bigger at the back there to take all that power from that intensive V12 engine that is going to be absolutely insane. What do you guys think of the green black with that white stripe going on there, which is a Zaraki livery, which you can get on the Steam Workshop? There will be a link in the description below to two of them. Different ones, ever so slightly different, but looking awesome. I'm very pleased with this van. Let's jump in this one and see what that beast of a V12 sounds like. In we go. Love the interior in this. You've got tiny little bits of wood trims on the doors there. Nothing too special. And then lots of carpeted interior with a lovely digital display there. But let's get you started up. That's a V12 whine if I've ever heard one. Let's give it some gas. Sounding like a race car the more on you go. Pretty incredible. This bright green van sounds like a race car. But let's get this one onto the dyno and see what power it's got today. Here we are then on the dyno with the Chevrolet Astro expedited shipping and its V12 MRN engine. 498 base horsepower on this one. How much have we added today? A gain of 462 and 93%, almost a whole new engine on there. 959 measured horsepower on this one. That's pretty good for a van with a V12 stuffed in it. I know there's a lot of room, but that's pretty impressive. Let's go check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. There she is, 3.96 ratio, all 9 gears, 93 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 579 in the top gear. I reckon around 450 is the mark we'll be aiming for. Anything over that, I will definitely be very, very happy. So let's get this one onto the track then and see what our new delivery van can do. Here we are then with the Chevrolet Astro on the speed track, ready to go with that beast of a V12, just hiding in a bit under there. I can see under the ground. Weird. Never seen that before. How much are we going to get out of this one today and that massive beast of a V12 with the 959 horsepower? Let's go. Off we go. This thing absolutely flies off the line. There is no stopping this machine. Jesus, that's just going. Gone. There's 300 kilometers an hour. We're still climbing. We are just going into 7th gear now, though. So it is doing quite well. There's 400 into 8th. We're going to get past the 450 mark. That was my goal. If I can get there happy, way past it. Where do we finish up? 468 kilometers an hour from the Chevrolet Astro. That's pretty impressive. It's a van, for God's sake. Okay, actual wow. 468 kilometers an hour from the expedited shipping van. And it's beast of a V12. I do love that. I think that looks so good. But 25th in our speederboard from a van. That is, words cannot describe. That was absolutely incredible. I was not expecting that in any way, shape or form. Does that mirror not open with that door? There you go, Payne. If you are watching, this mirror doesn't unattach with the door when you take the door off, and somehow it folds through the door as well. If you are watching, not that it's a big issue. It'd be cool if it was fixed and worked like that one. That would be awesome. Anyway, yeah, wow. I mean, so impressed with this van. That is absolutely fantastic. Excellent job modding this one in by Payne. A few liveries by Zaraki. I will include links to them in the description below, both the van and 2 sets of liveries for you to play around with. Have some fun with this yourself. This is the expedited shipping edition with that absolutely monstrous V12 hidden in there. Look at it. It is huge. And yeah, this one has been absolutely insane. Very well done. Once again, congratulations to Payne. Beautiful, beautiful work. But let's jump into some facts and figures. If you stuck around at the beginning, you would have saw that I actually made a profit before I started on this van. I bought it for 4,665 and could already make 122 credits on it. Yay! But then we spent another 57,384 getting this one up to where it looks today, which is absolutely fantastic if I do say so. Putting our total spend at 62,049. That is quite a lot of money, but can we make a profit from this one? Let's find out. Let's jump in and let's have a look. Here we go. So it is the expedited shipping, just over 166,000 kilometers. I didn't need to spend that much time getting the tuning set up working right on this one today. We have increased that, though, up to 959 horsepower. That was a gain of 93%. I nearly said 63% then. A gain of 93%. Absolutely incredible from that beast of a V12. But can we make a profit? Yes, quite a bit as well. 83,352 is the sale price. Take away our 62,049. Leaves us with 21,303 profit from the Chevrolet Astro van. Absolutely fantastic. Also, same year I was born. I'm the same age as this van. Oh, how lovely. This van is in a lot better condition than I am. That is all I'm going to say. But we do need to say goodbye to this van and accept that lovely amount of profit. Off you go. You were definitely a lot of fun, and I was not expecting 25th on the speederboard. Well done indeed. Let's jump back inside and see what we've got coming up for next time. I am going back to a car I have already done. Somebody did ask me to do a lovely police car, so I'm going to go back and do the Ford Crown Vic as a police car. You can see this is the police car edition. In fact, it is the retired police car. This is the one we're going to be basing it on today. Obviously, we are still going to beef up that engine and things like that, but we're going to try and get a police livery on this one, make it look fantastic, make it look like a genuine police car, just with, you know, a few extra splashes of colour, the kind of thing you might see in a Dubai motor show, just not quite as cool as a Lamborghini or whatever. But there we go. That's what we're going to be working on next time. Once again, well done to Elon Musk, whatever you decide to call yourself on Discord this time around. Absolutely a beautiful Rocket Bunny kit you've done there. Very well put together. It looks fantastic. This picture here does not do it justice. It is a lot darker. then it actually shows up. But if you do want to see it, it's in the Hall of Fame on the Discord channel. Link in the description below to that one as well. Come and join us. Come and say hi. Come and take part. We're building the Bolt Reptilia R2 this time around. Just over a week and a half to get that one done. This is awesome. This is going to be for next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Obviously, we did have a bit of bad news over the weekend, but we're all good. Long live the king and all of that. Thank you so much for your kind words, French Toast. That really was a beautiful comment. But thank you again so much for watching. If you can help me by subscribing, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I'm trying to get up to 250 subscribers where we will go and play around with some of the older cars we have kept, such as my beautiful Toyota GT86. Obviously, this one was quite recent, but we've got a few others that were not. So we will be coming back to that as soon as we hit the 250 subscriber mark. So if you do want to help, please do. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.